In the shadow of the oak, by the creek where whispers flow, I first saw her wild hair in the sun's retiring glare. We danced on creaking boards 'neath the porch of weathered lore, her laughter twining through like the breeze in twilight's hue. Unspoken words watched me leave in the dust of twilight's eve. A scarf she wore, now part of the core of the saddle I used to grieve. As the sun bids goodbye in the vast regretful sky, her memory's a ghost on the scentless lonesome coast. Years flew like the storm that paints the desert norm, from bustling towns to silent nights under the cold distant lights. The cabin empty sighs, and in its corners my heart lies. But time washed away the dreams like pebbles in mountain streams. Unspoken words watch me leave in the rain that night did weave. A scarf she wore lay on the cabin floor where my hopes began to cleave. As the wind whispers low through the valleys I once known, her touch a fleeting trace in the chill of empty space. And the roads they twist and turn, each with a lesson stern. To ride is to roam in a world that's just foam on the sea of grass and stone, where my heart finds its own. Unspoken words watched me leave as I held my breath to grieve. A scarf she wore, now frayed and torn, in the dreams I still believe. With every setting sun, my wandering heart's undone. A cowboy rides alone with his heart forever thrown. So let the sunsets glow, tell the tales of woe, of a cowboy's lone ride with his memories as his guide. Unspoken words like birds fly away into the skies, and under the vast starlit night a lone heart quietly lies.
I tied my horse just past the pine. The town looks smaller this second time. No signs of us, no porch light lit, just echoes of where ghosts once sit. I passed the church, the general store, where you once danced across the floor. But now it's dull, the windows gray, and folks don't smile or look my way. I left without a trace this time, no goodbye kiss, no borrowed rhyme, no letter carved on tabletop, no whiskey toast, no name to drop. I walked right past that broken inn where we carved hearts and busted tin. I asked the barkeep, she still come by, he said, whose son? and that's when I died. I sat alone in that corner booth, the one she'd claim like gospel truth. I ran my hand along the wood where once she swore we'd always be good. I ordered rye like back in fall, said her name soft, just loud enough to call. A couple turned and gave blank stares as if her name dissolved in air. I left without a trace this time, no boot prints in the dusted line, no glances back, no cowboy lore, just silent steps on memory's floor. I brought her name like some old song, but no one knew who it belonged. It hung in air, then disappeared like love that died when no one hears. I thought pain was missing someone, but worse is when the world forgets they ever run. So I left without a trace this time, not out of rage, not out of crime, just knew there's nothing left to find when even ghosts don't seem inclined. I tipped my hat, paid the rye, and whispered one last soft goodbye. Her name fell flat, the world stood still, she's gone, but I was never real. Out by the old willow, where the creek sings to stones, I left my heart hanging on the post of her home. My boots on the porch, dusty, worn, and bereaved. They've seen miles untold, but it's here they watched me leave. Oh, those boots watch me leave through the dust and the dead leaves, echoes of her laughter in the breeze. The horizon holds my dreams, but my soul, it just cleaves to the ghost of her whisper 'neath the old oak tree's eave. Town's just a shadow where our love used to dance. Now ain't nothing but the wind. Got a second chance. The saddle's worn thin like the scarf she gave me. Left it hanging on a nail in the shack by Dead Man's Leave. Yes, those boots watch me leave, past the chapel, past the grief. Sunset's bleeding like my heart in disbelief. Every gravel road whispers, every star's a deceit, telling tales of a love now just dust and a thief. There's a truth in the quiet when the prairie grass sways, in the songs of the night, in the old bygone days. If love is a land vast and wild and free, then I'm lost in its borders where her memory's the key. Yet still those boots watch me leave,
never once did they plead. Silent sentinels of a love, now a faded decree. And I wander these lands where my heart can't retreat. The love and the life that these boots watched me leave. So I'll walk on under skies vast and heat, where my boots silent still watch me grieve. Out where the oak tree shadows lay, by the bend where we used to swim, the old shotgun house, now just a shade. Whispers of the love that's grown dim, her scarves dance like wildflowers in breeze. On the porch where secrets softly spoke, now just creaks in an empty seas, where laughter used to kindle and stoke. Oh, how the sunsets bleed into night, shotgun forgot, but I recall every whisper, each twilight fight, her silhouette in the doorway tall. Rain taps the roof in a rhythm lost, memories in every dust swirled gust. Heartache's the price, oh what a cost, left with a say, a wanderer's trust. Gravel road wears a weary path, cabin window stare blank and white, echoes of her wild loving laugh, now just shadows where silence by. Once we roam through the wildlands free, two souls untamed like the river's flow. Now I wander alone, just me, drifting where the cold winds blow. Oh, how the sunsets bleed into night, shotgun forgot, but I remember all, each tender kiss, every fiery fight, her footsteps echoing in the hall. Rain sings lullabies of days now past, under skies vast, feeling her touch. Love's just a shadow that couldn't last, left with us yearning, it's all too much. Under the weeping willow I see, dreams are like leaves falling away. What I'd give for one more plea, a chance to right what went astray. Oh, how the sunsets bleed into night, shotgun forgot, but my heart knows every ending tucked out of sight. In the land where the lonely wind blows, rain washes tracks, but not the pain. Past we once walked turned to rust, in every sunset's crimson stain. I find a piece of forgotten trust. Shotgun forgot, but a cowboy remembers, in every whisper carried by the embers.
In the shadow of the oak where our names were carved deep, the creek whispers secrets that our summers used to keep. Her scarf still dances on the porch, a ghost in the wind, where the laughter of her eyes promised love wouldn't end. her goodbye bleeds like sunset on that old gravel road where my heart dropped off her back, and her absence now flows. The dust won't settle nor the echo of her steps fade as the twilight cries and colors her leaving portrait. The cabin holds the cold of December's embrace, each corner filled with the silence of her missing trace. The trail we walk now overgrown where wild daisies hide, they bloom untouched like dreams in me since the day she died. Her goodbye bleeds like rain through the cracks of worn wood floors. Memories flood the empty spaces I can't restore. The dust won't settle nor the echo of her steps fade as the twilight cries and colors her leaving portrait. Beneath the vast prairie sky, I ride through my regrets, each star a tear from heaven, even heaven forgets. Though time may heal the marks on skin, the soul bears its scars. A cowboy wanders tethered to the light of lost stars, and her goodbye bleeds a river wild through broken plains. Love's deep scar I carry as I wear her invisible chains. The dust won't settle nor her whisper in the breeze wanes. I sing to the stars wishing she'd come back like the rain.
Where the oak tree casts shadows long and lean, by the whispering creek where we carved our names unseen, an old red scar faded by the sun and the sin, place where my heart knew peace, where our tales begin. That campfire's glow warm against the cold night's roar, each spark a memory, your laughter the fire's core. Oh, campfire, shut the door on those golden days. Now I roam these gravel roads in a lonesome haze. The stars don't shine as bright when I sing your name. Lost love's echo, a mournful tune in the flame. Porch with creaking wood, the cabin stands empty, dreams lost where we once stood. Rain taps on the roof like the beat of your heart. Dust settles where dances swirled, now worlds apart. The trail we once walked now overgrown, not a trace, just a wandering wind through an empty embrace. Oh, campfire, shut the door on those golden days. Now I roam these silent hills in a lonesome haze. The moon hangs low, heavy with the tales we spun. My shadow stretches far, melting with the setting sun. If I could ride one last time down that old lane, feel the wind, hear your voice calling soft and plain. Maybe this heartache could find its final rest underneath the oak song. times where we loved best. So campfire, shut the door, let those embers die. I'll carry this torch alone, neath the vast endless sky. Every sunset a reminder of what the heart keeps, even as the cowboy sings the memory weaves. Campfire, shut the door, leave me with the night, a silhouette against the stars, holding on too tight.
In the shadow of the old oak tree, where you carved our names so wild and free, the wind whispers through the leaves, a silent chill beneath that oak. Unspoken words stood still. A scarf you left hangs on the porch, faded by sun, a gray weathered torch, reminding me of the laughter now silent and shrill, where once we danced, unspoken words stood still. Oh, how the prairie moon wept in vain over gravel roads where echoes speak your name. Each sunset dips in colors you once adored, but you're a memory, a shadow, nothing more. Saddles gather dust in an empty room, like my heart in corners where cobwebs loom. Paths we rode, now overgrown against my will. In this quiet town, unspoken words stood still. The rain taps soft on the old cabin's glass, each drop a tear from the storms that passed. They speak of times your warmth could fill, now they're just rain, and unspoken words stood still. Nothing more. If silence were a river wide and deep, I'd sail it quiet where lost love sleep. But mine flows through the canyon against the grain, through wild lands where my heart stand, where the old oak sighs, a lone figure beneath vast unending skies. The prairie moon still weeps, but I implore for quiet peace, where unspoken words soar. Echoes of you like the wind forever will haunt these lands where unspoken words stood still.
In the shadow of the oak, where river waters bend, I first saw her silhouette as the evening light did win. Blue scarf in the breeze, like a flag without a claim. Those banks held our whispers, now they just hold my pain. The river echoes, oh how they moan with secret soul, carrying her laughter with the sorrow I now hold. Each ripple a soft cry of dreams we let slip. River echoes haunt me like a ghost ship. Years rolled away like dust on a gravel road. Left an empty cabin where our loved ones float. Saddles worn and dusty, porch wood is split. Life's cruel sunsets taught me how to sit alone with it. River echoes, oh how they moan with secrets old, carrying her laughter with the sorrow I now hold. Each ripple a soft cry of dreams we let slip. River echoes haunt me like a ghost ship. Underneath the vast, unyielding prairie sky, I reckon every lonesome star reflects an old goodbye. Wander in this quiet land where wild hearts roam, finding that you lose yourself in searching for a home. The river echoes whisper through the sycamore, tales of what we had and the peace I yearn for more. With every setting sun and each lonesome moonlit night, those river echoes fill me, then slowly drift out of sight. Find their rest in the echo of the river, in the echo of the West.
Out by the creek, under old oak shade, where our names are carved deep in the bark. Sunsets painted our dreams in amber and jade. In that wild land we sparked a light in the dark. The shadow haunts these empty cabins, whispers in the wind. Through broken panes, echoes of laughter, ghost of a scar. The heart remembers, the soul retains. Those gravel roads knew our footsteps well, to a quiet porch where time did swell. But seasons turn, as did your gaze. Now I'm wading through these lonesome days. The shadow haunts these fading trails, dancing in the dust kicked up by my heels. Underneath the brim of my weathered hat lies the burdened eyes that can't look back. By the old corral I pause and sigh, lone stallion against the vast cruel sky. Rain whispers secrets to the thirsty ground. In the symphony of sorrow I am bound. a shattered heart, riding through her memories under stars so grand. A cowboy shadow, forever damned. So here's to the wind, my only friend tonight. Carry these songs of a lost love's plight to the horizon where past and present blend. His shadow and mine till the very end.
Out where the oak trees shadow old gravel roads, she laughed under stars, her scarf catching the glow. By the creek where the water whispers secrets so low, her voice sank into my soul, sweet and slow. Her voice was a melody, soft as the dust, drifting over the plains with the scent of dry musk. But time, like a thief, stole her whisper away. Now I roam with her echo in the twilight's gray sway. The porch still creaks where we danced free of care, but the cabin sits empty, just cold, thinning air. Gone like the rain on a hot, dusty pane, left me with shadows and a heart full of pain. Yeah, her voice was a melody, lost in the wind, fading fast like the light when the evening thinned. I reached for her warmth in the chill of the dawn, but turned to find the whispers of what's gone. Sometimes the scent or the way the wind moans brings me back to her laughter, her soft, gentle tones. Yet each sunset that bleeds into night's deep unknown reminds me some songs are too sweet to be held long. Her voice was the comfort I seek but can't hold, a memory wrapped in the warmth of her fold. As I saddle my horse and face roads unknown, her voice sinks deeper in wild lands alone. In the shadow of an oak, by the rusted gate we knew, where the whispers of the prairie grass caught the morning dew. Your scarf a patch of crimson lost beneath the summer's throne, where we carved our names on that old porch in a time all our own. Oh, how the gate still sways in winds that know your name, while my heart's locked behind it the skies I roam alone. Rusted gate stays, but darling, you've gone. The years they came with dust and rain, wore the trail to your door. The cabin stands, empty hands, no echo of your laughter anymore. That saddle rests untouched, undressed, where once it rode the wild. Every gravel road a memory, every mile a whispered child. Oh, how the gate still sways in winds that know your name, while my heart's locked behind it, forever waiting in vain. Every sunset paints your face on the skies I roam alone. Rusted gate stays, but darling, you've gone. Beneath the crescent moon's embrace, I feel the weight of skies. The stars like tears the night reveals, what the heart denies. In the quiet of the fading trails, I find no rest, no new starts. For every path wins back to you, through the canyons of my heart. Oh, how the gate still sways in winds that sing your song, bound by rusted memories, where your whisper lingers long. Every sunset's a curtain call of a play where I'm alone. Rusted gate stays, my love, and I stay forever home.
In the shadow of an old oak tree, where our names were carved for eternity, the sunset bleeds through the leaves like fire. Memories whisper on the breeze, a choir. Under that oak, on the soft dirt floor, we swore our forever near the old porch door. But seasons turn as they always do, and under those branches only one shadow grew. Silence bleeds in this dusty heart. Winds carry voices while we're apart. The trails grow cold as the night draws in, lost in the echoes of what might have been. Gravel roads where we once rode side by side, now just empty tracks where my sorrows hide. That cabin where laughter once filled the air stands hollow, the hearth cold and bare. Your scarf still hangs by the old wood chair, its colors faded like the love we share. The rain taps soft on the window pane, rhythm to the tears, the sorrow, the pain. Silence bleeds in this dusty heart. Winds carry voices while we're apart. The trails grow cold as the night draws in, lost in the echoes of what might have been. Sometimes the quiet speaks louder than words, in the rustle of leaves, in the flight of the birds. I wander these hills with my heart laid bare, searching for signs of a love that was there. Silence bleeds, oh it cuts so deep, through the whispers of love we promised to keep. As I walk these roads under fading skies. I see your smile in the sunrise. Yet in this quiet where I roam and tread, I carry your love and the silence bleeds. Yes, the silence bleeds where my heart still leans. Out on the edge where the wild oaks stand, I found a scarf blue as the deep night sky. On Lonesome Hill where our dreams ran free, beneath the boundless ever watchful eye. Oh, Lonesome Hill sleeps, but I'm wide awake, with the ghost of your whisper dancing in the wind. The sunset paints your absence in shades so deep, where the trail of our love grew cold and thin. The porch still creaks like it's calling out to shadows that sway where you once stood by. Rain taps the roof in a slow sad rhythm, speaking of tears that an old sky cried. Oh, Lonesome Hill sleeps, but I'm wide awake, feeling the brush of your laughter, light as a breeze. Every star up above is a memory faded, caught in the branches of old oak trees. I've ridden past the echoes of our laughter, down gravel roads that know my silent plea. In the heart of the dust, where my tears fall, is the piece of my soul that you took from me. Yes, Lonesome Hill sleeps, and perhaps so should I, in the cradle of the valley where my heart lies low, letting go of the reins under the vast old sky, where the winds of yesterday softly blow. So ride on my sorrow, ride on through the night. Lonesome Hill sleeps, and I must learn to say goodbye. Cedar shadows lay by the rusted gate on Fiddler's Bay. I remember a scarf red against the gray, and the promise we made at the break of day. Her laughter tangled in the wild oak breeze, while our dreams soared high like the birds and bees. Front porch creaks under moonlit teens. Now nothing but silence and falling leaves. Oh, that rusted gate said nothing as my heart spoke all out loud and clear. Where the wind whispers secrets of the love we were betting, now just echoes of you disappearing with the deer. Years worn down like the old town road, gravel turned to dust where we once strode. That old log cabin, our love's abode, now empty, just the echo of the stories it holds. The rains came through, washed away the traces of tender touches and cherished places. Yet under the oak where time embraces, I still see us dancing, lost in love's graces. Oh, that rusted gate said nothing as my heart spoke all out loud and clear. Where the wind whispers secrets of the love we were betting, now just echoes of you disappearing with the deer. So here I stand where the wild time grows, on the path less walked, where the river knows. I've ridden under sunsets, through highs and lows, but your shadow beside me, endless as it goes. Yes, that rusted gate says nothing, and I'm still speaking to the stars so near. In the silence, your memories softly clutching to the heart of a cowboy who can't let go the fear. Where the rusted gate stands solemn and the night draws near, I'm the echo of a love song fading but always dear.
Underneath the oak where the shadow lingers long, I found your scarf blue as the dusk, singing a prairie song. Right there by the crooked bend on Jenkins' old dirt road, we watched the stars crowd the night as the cool wind softly blowed. Starry night burns, oh how it burns, lighting old memories at each of the turns. Where the river runs deep by the edge of your eyes, there I linger still where our old love lies. Now the porch creaks a lonely tune neath the weight of silent moons, and the cabin's empty rooms hold the echoes of our laughs. The dusty trails where we once rode now just tracks the wild wind blow. My heart's a saddle worn and old, lost in the echoes of our past. Starry night burns, oh how it burns, each spark a whisper of return. In the silence of the plains, under skies wide and high, I roam with the dust under your starlit sky.
faded trails and where the wildflowers hide. I reckon with the ghost of dreams that never die. Yet in the hush twixt dusk and dawn, by that lonely ridge, I find a peace in knowing love's more than the bridge I failed to build. Starry night burns, forever it burns, a torch in the void where the heart yearns. Deep as the river, wild as the rain, in the whispers of the wind, I hear your name. Yes, in the whispers of the wind, I'll always hear your name.
Out where the oak trees shadow dusty roads, under the big sky where the lonesome wind blows, there where the sunset paints gold on your hair, memories dance in the quiet air. But the storm left behind ain't just clouds in the sky. It's the echo of your footsteps, it's the whisper of goodbye. Now each raindrop's a tear from the eyes of the past, and the thunder, a heart that broke too fast. Now the cabin sits empty, where laughter once reigned. Only shadows on porches, where we once sang. That old rugged saddle, untouched by the trail. Like my heart, rides no more since you set sail. Yes, the storm left behind ain't just clouds in the sky. It's the echo of your footsteps, it's the whisper of goodbye. Now each raindrop's a memory that won't dry away, and the thunder, a love that couldn't stay. Underneath the stars, I'm a whisper in the plains, a silhouette fading in the twilight remains. The scarf you once wore now frays at the ends, like the trails we once rode that no longer bend. And the storm left behind still roars deep inside, where your laughter once lived and my silence now hides. So I'll ride these empty trails beneath skies wide and high, with the storm you left behind and this cowboy's lonesome sigh.
In the dandelion field, under sky so vast and blue, I remember the gold in her hair and the dreams that once flew. We danced through the whispers of grass, where the oak trees knew our names. Her laughter mingled with the breeze, now it's just the wind that remains. Oh, my heart rides the trails of yesteryear, through fields where the dandelions disappear. The sun dips low like my soul in the evening's hue. Every sunset brings me back to the dandelion field I rode through. The oak is older, the porch is worn, the town's a quiet shade, where gravel roads and empty cabins cradle memories that fade. That scarf she left still smells of rain and dust from the summer's end. My reflection alone in window panes keeps the company of the wind. Oh, my heart rides the trails of yesteryear, through fields where the dandelions disappear. The sun dips low like my soul in the evening's hue. Every sunset brings me back to the dandelion field I rode through. There's an ache in the saddle, a silence in the breeze. A cowboy's heart knows no ease. I drift like tumbleweed where the wild rivers flow, bound to the land with the love I can't let go. Oh, my heart rides the trails of yesteryear, through fields where the dandelions disappear. The sun dips low like my soul in the evening's hue. Every sunset brings me back, but never close enough to the dandelion field I rode through, where I left my love, where I hide my truth.
In the gray dawn, by the oak tree shade, where the cold morning sank into my bones, I traced your name once in the frozen earth, beneath where our whispered dreams had flown. Old Porch Creek like it shared my heart's ache, echoing footsteps where you danced in grace. The wind soft moaned through the cabin's crack, plays an old remembrance I can't erase. Oh, how the silence speaks in places you once walked. The shadows hold your laugh and the gravel roads still talk. My heart's tied to the dust where the sunsets bled and dried. Underneath the fading trails is where my soul resides. A turned up collar against the stinging rain, your scarf still fragrant, lost its warmth long ago. I wander through these ghostly empty rooms where echoes paint your shadow in soft, mournful tones. The saddle sits unused, a leather crack, like the lines now deeply etched upon my face. You step away from you through time's harsh track, leaves me a wander in our lost embrace. Oh, how the silence speaks in places you once walked. The shadows hold your laugh and the gravel roads still tall. My heart's tied to the dust where the sunsets bled and dried. Underneath the fading trails is where my soul resides. tells me you're still out there in the wild's timeless grace. Maybe these old boots, worn and frayed, will bring me back someday to where the oak tree shadows lay and all my hopes decay. So I'll sit here with the silence where you once walked. Let the shadows keep your laughter and the gravel roads we talked. My heart's tied to the dust where our sunsets used to fade, beneath cold morning's echo where my weary head is laid. Oh, under these endless skies I find no release, but in every whispered wind there's a piece of your peace.
In the shadow of an old oak tree, where the dust dances at your feet, I carved our names for eternity on that porch where lovers meet. Your scarf still waves a lonely flag caught on a branch, a crimson rag in the town where silence brags, echoes of your laughter drag. But the wind stays, oh it never forgets, whispering your name in the cold sunset. It's a melody humming through dismay, rustling the memories where we once lay. Yes, the wind stays even when you're gone, singing broken verses of our lone love song. Years have worn the gravel road that led us to our dreaming abode. The cabin stands, but the light is dimmed like the love that once brimmed, where wildflowers dared to thrive, only thistles and regrets surviving. In the stillness I arrive at empty rooms where shadows strive. But the wind stays, oh it never forgets, whispering your name in the cold sunset. It's a melody humming through dismay, rustling the memories where we once lay. Yes, the wind stays even when you're gone, singing broken verses of our long love song. And I reckon the heart's like gold trails fading into the wild, unmarked by rails, yeah. In every gust, your essence prevails, a haunting tune that forever sails. So the wind stays, oh it holds on tight to the echoes of the footsteps in the night. With every howl, with every sway, it carries parts of me far away. Yes, the wind stays, my love won't stray, bound to the breeze where my heart will lay forever.
Out where the oak tree shadows the old porch floor stands a cabin. Its windows don't shine no more. A scarf you left still dances with the wind, and the saddle we shared
now dust covered and thin. The abandoned ranch flew with your laughter carried away. Echoes of footsteps in the hallway they play, riding the tailwinds of memories, turning gray. The sun dips low as our love did at the close of day. Gravel roads where the marks of an absent rain, trails we walked, now only solitude remains. The town's lights dim, like the spark we couldn't find. In the quiet I linger, with you still on my mind. The abandoned ranch flew with your laughter carried away. Echoes of footsteps in the hallway they play, riding the tailwinds of memories, turning gray. The sun dips low as our love did at the close of day. Beneath the vast sky I whisper to the stars, how I wonder if you've healed the scars across these empty fields where my heart resides. I fend off the ghost of your goodbye. The abandoned ranch flew with dreams we once knew. Underneath the cedar I'm lost without you. With each setting sun and the cool evening dew, I'm a shadow in this land, forever passing through. The ranch flew away, but I never quite flew.